everybody. This is the planet Earth here. I hope you guys are having a great morning wherever you're at. It's been a long time since I've come to my YouTube channel. I don't really come to YouTube anymore because of the chaos that's happening within our country. So I know nobody's watching this, but I'm just going to give my opinion on the current state of affairs. Alright, so effectively, the country has lost its mind. Okay? Let me explain. You got Democrats attacking Tesla, which is the opposite of when Democrats used to praise Elon Musk. Um, we got Democrats attacking Tesla. We got Trump wanting to buy Greenland and Canada. We got, I don't know, this whole country is just, and remember, I warned you guys. I warned you guys in, I think April or May of 2020 that it was going to get worse. Because we've seen what happens when the powers that be won't let you be, let us be. Let us be in somewhat of a peace. Yeah, I've been talking about this since the year 2020, and I've been telling you guys that it was going to get worse. It's not about a virus anymore. It never was. This contributed to a shift, and it didn't contribute to a good shift, let's put it that way. I've literally been telling you guys since 2020 that it was going to get worse. So, let's just do a small recap, and we'll talk about it for a second, okay? Look, I'm not the smartest person when it comes to this, but I do recognize patterns. We're fucked. This country um, is almost done. The Western nations of Western civilization is almost completed. The erosion of Europe, the erosion of norms of the United States of America is almost completed. I say about another 15 years. It'll take about another 15 years for this transition to be completed. Donald John Trump is trying to stop it, and I see it now. A lot of Democrats are like, dude, what the hell is going on? Republicans are like, dude, what the hell is going on? Then you have these clash wars going on with extreme left-wing and extreme right-wing, right? And it's just gonna get worse from here. It's the scariest and saddest thing is that it's going to get worse. The more divided the nation becomes, the easier it is to conquer a nation. Just remember this. The more the Democrats hate Elon Musk, the more Republicans hate Democrats, right? Because Elon Musk was a Democrat, he started. He has a personal vendetta against the liberalism, and Trump has a personal vendetta against the liberalism. It's a personal thing because he was attacked so many times since the year 2016. And then he started attacking their norms, and then they started attacking his norms, and it turned into this trifecta of violence, fighting, injustices. It just got so much worse. Now we're at a crossroads where Democrats feel that Elon Musk is a literal Nazi. Then you got Republicans who think that the Democrats are literal Nazis, right? So once we get to this point now, how much more is it going to be before there is a gigantic warfare within the U.S. government? We already seen this happen. Trump cuts USAID, he cuts USIP, he cuts all these governmental agencies where a lot of money, I'll be honest with you, a lot of money was taken from the American people. Now, this is going to get worse. It's not going to get better. I do not see it getting better. I've been saying this since the year 2020. It's going to get worse. Democrats and Republicans came together, majority of them, and said, we want Donald John Trump back in the office. Now, why did they want the Trump back in? because they can't take the insanity around the world. And what do we see now? We're seeing Europe, right? We look at Europe. I don't know too much about Europe. It's a lot of countries put together, and they're always protesting, rioting. There's always something going on in their countries now, which wasn't really a common thing in the 90s and 2000s. It did happen, but it wasn't as common. Now it's happening almost every single week. In England, there is just a mass of violence that I've never seen England go through before, at least not in my lifetime. I know maybe in the older days it did, but not this consistently. England was a very peaceful country. Now it is a very dangerous country. I don't know what the hell happened there, but man, they're done. And then you look at Sweden, Switzerland, you know, you look at the Nordic countries, you know, you're looking at what? Switzerland? And not Switzerland, I'm sorry, Sweden. And you look at Finland and Norway, and you realize that shit's actually happening over there that is not normal for Nordic countries. And it's going to get worse. This is literally a purposeful destabilization of the West. Somebody has a personal vendetta against the West, and they will spread propaganda to destroy this country and to destroy every other Western civilization. I don't know who is doing this, but somebody's doing it. Somebody is purposely destabilizing the modern West, and I don't know who's doing it. Let me be honest with you. I don't know who is purposely disabling the West. Somebody's doing it with purpose, though. I don't know who's doing it. You know, the ideologies going on right now is wild to me. So on one part we have Democrats destroying Tesla vehicles, and on the right we want to take over Greenland and we want to take over Canada. Do you see the insanity going on, or is it just me? I mean, do you realize how extreme both sides are becoming? Because each side has become extreme. Dude, I don't even want to be on YouTube anymore, Freddie. I don't even really want to be on YouTube anymore because everything has become extreme. You say something, you get canceled. You talk about something, you get ridiculed. You know, I mean, I have been very open about this. I've been talking about this for years. Nobody listens to me. When you're observant and you have anxiety, you look at everything. You start reading upon everything. You look at different stories from different countries. Not just the United States. This is a coordinated effort to destroy the West. It's not just the United States. It's not just Canada. It's not just Mexico. This is coordinated, and I don't know who is doing this. Somebody is doing this. Some group is doing this. They've pushed out propaganda. They've lied to the American people. They've lied to the Canadians. They've lied to the Europeans. And now look what's happening. This is a coordinated attack on global peace. I don't know who the hell is doing it. They started around 2020 and have really taken off. And I don't know who's doing this. And it's going to get worse, Freddie. It's going to get worse. I don't know what to tell you guys. I really don't. In the terms of our personal freedoms, I don't see anything happening for now. But in the terms of insanity, I see it getting worse. Okay? Remember, like I said, on the left we have people literally destroying Teslas, right? So we got Democrats thinking that Elon Musk is a Nazi, right? And then on the right side we have Trump saying, you know what? Let's get Greenland, let's get Canada, which is just, it's just not necessarily a good idea, right? And then we have people in Europe literally being just obliterated, like just randomly obliterated, okay? There's so much shit I want to say here on YouTube.com. But remember, YouTube censors everything at this point, and so does TikTok. So it's very hard to, and I told you that, guys, in 2020 it would get worse. It's very hard to say what I really want to say because censorship. The video will get, this video would get, this video is going through an AI algorithm, right? So the artificial intelligence listens to my speech. It will be how is it called? To the point where it won't even be reachable to public if I say certain things in the algorithm that the AI is listening to. That's the reason why I can't talk about this too much. So, now that we've gone this way, you guys need to just try to live your lives as best as you can, because future generations are going to have it very rough, okay? So just live your life as best as you can. Enjoy what you have now. Go see America. Go see, if you're living in the United States, please go see Canada. Go support the Canadians. Go support the Americans. Go visit these places. Go visit the beautiful deserts. Go visit, New York City. It's a democratic, but just go visit it. Go visit LA. Go visit San Francisco. Go visit Oregon, Portland. Go see Seattle. I don't recommend going to Baltimore, Maryland. Don't go to Chicago. Just stay out of the suburbs of Chicago. But go to Chicago. Go see everything. Go to Texas. Go to Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, El Paso. Go to Brownsville. Go to Corpus Christi. Go see New Orleans. Go see Baton Rouge. Go see it. Go enjoy this country, what it has to offer now. Go to Alaska. Go to Fairbanks. Go to Anchorage. Go to Prudhoe Bay. Just do it in your lifetime, okay? Go see Edmonton. I don't recommend Vancouver. Go see Toronto. Go see London, Ontario. And then go see Montreal and Quebec City, Quebec. Go see it. Go enjoy it. Go to Nova Scotia. Don't go to the major cities in Nova Scotia. And just enjoy what North America has to offer for now, okay? I have a bad feeling. Something is going to happen soon, and I just have a very bad feeling. And I've had this feeling now for about 2 years, but now I think something is going to happen here worldwide in the next 5 years. I really think it's 7 years, but I did think that a meteorite or comet was going to hit in the year 2027, but I think something worse is going to happen in just a few years. Something is going to happen, and it's going to get worse. So please, if you are hearing this, take the time to go and enjoy your time. Don't let fear get to you. And go enjoy what America has to offer. Go enjoy what Canada has to offer. If you're an American, go to Canada anyway. Trump, I don't know why, just really doesn't like Canada right now. I think there's some internal documents that has pissed off Trump, and that's why he's saying we'll put tariffs on you, etc., etc., etc. So there's something Canada has done to piss off Trump. It's not just about, protecting America this or protecting America that. There is something Canada has done in the background that maybe is under national intelligence or security that is not known to the public that pissed off the president of the United States, the current president. There's something going on internally that we don't know about. There's something either worldwide, coordinated, that is happening right now. So the best thing to do right now is, as a regular American citizen or Canadian citizen or English citizen, start going places, go visit them, go enjoy them as much as possible, okay? Go enjoy the Northeast. It's a little bit weird place. It's summertime now. About April, most of the snowstorms should be gone. Go visit everything that you can, okay? If you can afford it, go visit, go see things, please. I'm begging you. Go to California. Go to New York City. Enjoy New York City. Go to Washington. Go to Philadelphia. Watch out for the potholes. And then go to Boston. Watch out for the potholes there too. Go to New York City, go to Long Island, go check out all the beautiful malls that they have that are still in service. Take a train, take an airplane, take a rental car, take your personal vehicle, but go have fun. Just don't leave your personal vehicle in New York City or it will get stolen. That's just a big warning. Don't do that. For the most part though, go visit go visit Miami. Go to Key West. Go enjoy yourself. Don't don't let these politics, because it's going to get more extreme. So don't let these politics get between you and your America and your Canada. Do you remember Canadians have been our friends for over 100 plus years, and also the fact that Canada, I think did, I think they set Washington D.C. on fire at one point. It was actually insane what Canada did, but they're good people in Canada, and unfortunately they've been taken over. So they've been taken over by bad people, and it's unfortunate. So go visit Canada, go see the Canadian things, help their economy out as best as you can. Canadians will still come. They say, oh, we're not going to come. No, they'll still come. America is just this beautiful country, and Canada is this beautiful Arctic tundra. It's actually a very pretty place to go visit, and I recommend doing it. If you can even afford gas money, go and see things, go do things. Even with your anxiety disorders, please get out there and go see something different. Go to the next city over. I don't care if you're living in Houston. All right, go to Pensacola. All right, go do something. Don't stay in your own city. Go out of the city and visit a different city. Go, even if it's just driving through it. Just go see something different. Don't If you have a vehicle and you're not at work at the current time or whatever, if you're on disability, just get in your car and go to a different city, check your tire pressure, check to make sure you had your oil change done, and go to a different city. Go somewhere else. Check it out. I'm telling you, once you get into this world of driving, I think you'll start to enjoy the country and see how big it is. I mean, this thing is huge. The country, matter of fact, the United States is so big, it's ridiculous when you think about it. It's so big. I mean, it's like 800 miles just to go from New York to, Indiana. It's almost 800 miles already. Like, no, 700 miles. It's like 700 miles, and then just to get to Illinois from New York is almost 900 miles. World War III is a very real possibility if Europe keeps messing with Russia. Let's be honest with you. The Ukraine thing, and it's just insane. I don't even know what to say to this. They are trying to push us into it. And I don't know why they want to do that. I don't know why they want war. Remember this. Remember this, guys. War equals money. Hello, Michelle. Michelle? Michelle? Hello. Um, Remember, war equals money. So the more war, the more loss of life, but also the more money. So remember, it's all about control. That's what the elites of the world want. They want control. That's all they want. They don't want nothing else. They want control. If they get their control back, they'll be happy, and there'll be less war. You know what I don't understand about this whole thing, though? You know what I cannot understand about this whole thing? About destabilizing the West? You know what I can't understand? Is all these people are going to die within 100 years. So why do they care about destroying people's futures when they're going to all die in 100 years? Like, every one of us will be dead within 110 years. What does it matter? Why are you trying to destroy our own little planet that we live on? Like, do you see what I'm coming from? Like, my point of view? We're on this little ball in the middle of space, in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of, I don't even know where the hell we're at. Some sort of Milky Way galaxy or something, but we're in this middle of nowhere. We're on a floating fucking rock of death, and we're floating through space. Like, what are we doing here? And then, it starts getting physiological, you know, just, what are we doing here? Like, why do we exist? You know what I mean? And these people that are trying to control our little blue planet, they're all gonna die. within 110 years. Like, what are you doing? Hi, Stockton Crush. I don't know who you are anymore. I do have you as a moderator. I don't remember your name though. I don't think I'm ever gonna go back to Texas at this point. I'll be honest with you. I mean, Texas isn't doing so well right now. They got Tren de Agua over there. I don't feel like having gang members because I got attacked a few years ago by some gang members trying to break into an apartment, and I don't know. Texas is the Wild West. It really is the Wild West. And I don't know if I want to go through that again. At least in New York and New Jersey, I don't have to worry about it as much. It's not a consistent thing. It's mainly just Grand Theft Auto and just, you might be robbed at knife point or something stupid, and they give you your shit and they move on. But in Texas, they break in, they hold you at gunpoint, they tie you down, and all that other bullshit. I just don't want to deal with that right now. I love my Texas though, but I don't know. I think I'm actually kind of starting. I like certain aspects of the Northeast. I like the accessibility of multiple cities that I can look at. I can look at the old infrastructure because in Texas we have newer infrastructure, and it's a completely different lifestyle than in the Northeast. Because the Northeast, it's mainly just row houses, old infrastructure, old architecture, beautiful architecture actually, and I prefer to look at the older architecture, which I like, to be honest with you. Is there cartel in San Antonio? Yes, there is cartel in San Antonio, and that is very concerning to me. It affected me personally back in the year 2021. And I don't want to deal with that shit again. I really don't. I don't want to go through it again. I don't know if I want to. New Jersey, New York, weird place to live. Weird place to live. It's such a different lifestyle out here than it is in Texas. It's just a different lifestyle. I don't have to deal with tornadoes as much, but I do have to deal with the rare possibility of a tsunami hitting the coast of New Jersey or New York State. Yeah, I technically have to deal with that. I also have to deal with any possible just issues that happen in New York City will spill to the rest of the country. If there's a major virus, I'll be the first one to be infected. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. But I don't know. I want to go back home to Texas. I just don't have the money to go back to Texas because if I had 100,000 to 200,000 US dollars, I could safely go back to my home state, which is I just prefer the lifestyle of Texas because I get to chase tornadoes, even though I have anxiety. Chasing tornadoes, chasing these massive windstorms that happen in the center part of the state, like towards Waco, Texas, Austin, Texas, Dallas, and then San Antonio. But mainly it's between Austin and Waco that these storms are the worst because you're far enough from the ocean, but you get that humidity going, and then sometimes you have to travel to Oklahoma. But if you're a Texan and you drive for 400 miles to get to Oklahoma City, it's literally nothing. It's not even a big deal. It's like 800 miles is nothing to a Texan if you're constantly traveling throughout the state. It's nothing. It's nothing. Like 400 miles in Texas is like 20 miles in New York. It's nothing. People just blast music and then they're there. And you know how, I'll be honest with you, do you know how I normalized doing these long travels when I can? You know how I normalized it? My uncle would drive me from Texas all the way to California all the time. And I fell in love with the transition of what looked like plains, right? And then you drive west on Interstate 10, and then suddenly it turns into a desert. And it's like a hybrid of a desert. Like, it's still green, but it's like deserty. And then you start seeing the brown sand, and then all of a sudden, it's a full-on fucking desert in El Paso. It's like a full-on fucking desert. And then you go to New Mexico, and then you go to Arizona, and then suddenly you're in California. And then you hear that you put the radio on, and you suddenly hearing California knows how to party, and it's like this country is so fucking beautiful. It's ridiculous. I mean, you got the Appalachian Mountains, Appalachian. Technically, it's Appalachian. I don't know if I'm saying that correct. I think it's Appalachian. I think that's the technical way to say it, even though it sounds weird. Appalachian Mountains. All right, and then you got the Catskill Mountains, and you got the Adirondacks Mountains. I mean, I've never even seen mountains before. When I lived in Texas, I didn't see no damn mountains. I had to go to Colorado for that. Then going to California, it's kind of mountainous, but not the same as Colorado or New York State or, West Virginia or, Eastern Tennessee. I never had seen mountains before in my life until I went to California. I didn't even know what mountains were, to be honest with you. And now in the Northeast, in New York and New Jersey, you could just drive to New York State and you're in the fucking mountains. You could drive. I mean, they're not that far. They're literally like 60 miles, from New Jersey and New York. You could literally just drive into New York State. Boom, mountains. Oh, you want to see some real mountains? Well, go to Lake Saranac. Boom, you're in the middle of the mountains. Then, if you want to really, mind fuck yourself, right? You could just go from the Lake Saranac to Montreal, Quebec, and it's all flat terrain again. Like, how is that possible where in, New Jersey and New York, it's flat, and then you go into New York State, it's all mountains for almost 300 miles, and then after those 300 miles, it literally turns into flat land again, and then you're in the Arctic, in the middle of the Arctic. It's such a weird conundrum. I don't even know how to explain it. Driving from New York City to Montreal, Quebec is interesting, and it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It's like going from Denver, right, eastern Denver, to, I don't know, Salt Lake City, Utah, kind of, but flatter. So it literally goes from flat to hills to just straight up mountains, and then after you get to the top of New York State, it turns into flat land again. Like, I don't even know how my mind comprehended that when I first did the trip to Canada. It literally turned flat again. I'm like, didn't we just go through about 300 miles of mountains? Like 200 plus miles of mountains to go through all of New York State? And it's like all mountains, and then it goes flat again. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. So then I realized something. New Jersey and New York and Delaware is one of the lucky few states in the Northeast that doesn't have as many thaw cycles. So let me give an example. If you live in the state of New York, lower New York, like Manhattan, but eastward on Long Island, you don't freeze as much, even though it gets cold as shit in the Northeast. It doesn't get as cold as inland because of the ocean, right? So if you live within a 10 to 15 mile radius of any kind of body of water, major body of water, that's not the Great Lakes, it's actually above freezing most of the year. So you don't have to deal with snow or ice as much. It does get cold as shit for the whole Northeast corridor during January, though, and it will get below, 5 Fahrenheit. But you know what's funny is, it was actually colder in Texas during 2021 than it has ever gotten in New York City, which I find very interesting, that it did not get colder here than it did in Texas. I mean, it was in the negatives. It was like well in the negatives in Texas, and in comparison, it wasn't that cold in New York City. I mean, it was like 5 or 4 Fahrenheit. That was cold as hell, but it just wasn't as bad as eastern Pennsylvania, that was in like -8 to -10 Fahrenheit, which for Pennsylvania is probably really fucking cold. Let's be honest. Ohio, yeah, it gets that cold. Okay, it's near the Great Lakes. It's flat terrain, and it can cool down very quickly, lose a lot of heat. But like I said, enjoy your America. Enjoy everything it has to offer, guys. Please, please, I'm begging you. Even if it's in your own town, please get out and do stuff. Please, guys. I've been telling you this for years. Please go out and visit your local fucking communities. Go see things. Go do things. Go to Fiesta, Texas. Go to SeaWorld. Go to SeaWorld in Orlando, or go to SeaWorld in San Antonio, or go to SeaWorld in Los Angeles, or is it Los Angeles? No, San Diego. Go do something. Go see stuff. Okay. Don't let the politics of the Republicans and Democrats get you all amped up. Or at least try not to, man, because we still have a few more years of somewhat of normalcy, but after that, it's going to get pretty bad. And also, go get your license updated because for some reason they want to tack something on your enhanced driver's license. So if you're in any of the 50 states, man, you better go get your license updated right now before the crowds get crazy, okay? You don't have very long to go do it. So if you don't have an updated driver's license, go get one updated. Use your birth certificate, social security card, and any utility bills. Because if you don't get the enhanced driver's license, you can't get on an aeroplane no more domestically. So just go do it now, okay? I highly recommend doing it. Just go get it done already, okay? Or you won't be able to get on an airplane. And then the airplanes having a lot of mechanical failures lately has been abnormal. It's just been weird. The coverage has been very strange on it. I don't know if there has actually been more bad events happening, but the whole thing is just very weird, okay? Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. This has been the Planet Earth, and I hope you take this seriously. You need to look at, world events. Don't just look at your local city. Don't just watch your local media. Look at world events. Don't specifically look at world events, and look at the framing that news media outlets put on Fox, MSNBC, NBC, CBS, and just look at what they put on the news, right? Compare it to independent news sources. Try to compare it. Don't look at the propaganda because it's all propagandized. It's been that way since I would say they started really propagandizing media outlets in the United States. I would say around 2000, 2017. That's when I stopped watching TV. The second I started realizing, and 2020 really pissed me off because during the COVID thing, they kept putting cases on the news, and it scared so many people to the point where people were having meltdowns, mental attacks, mental breakdowns, panic attacks, anxiety attacks, causing hysteria, literal actual hysteria, because they kept putting, oh, these are the cases, these are the people's deaths. You see what I'm saying though? Like they were putting a counter on it, like it was like a game, but it wasn't. Like we can't be doing that. You're scaring people. Like what are you doing? And ever since then, I have not turned the TV on. I don't watch TV. I don't support TV. I don't look at TV no more. And I don't have a TV in my room, and I just don't watch it. Even if it had all the channels, I wouldn't watch it anymore. It just I'm not gonna support that after that happened in 2020. I'm not supporting TV ever again like that for the rest of my life. I can do with what the internet has to offer. But guys, I mean, it was pretty much it was just terrible what they did on multiple news agencies in 2020, scaring people half to fucking death. And then, the mass hysteria, even into 2025, they're still doing mask, in a lot of areas of the country. And it's just, it's scaring people. As a matter of fact, I think it's traumatized a lot of people. It's not normal, by the way. That's not normal. That's not good for, the world. So, it's going to get worse. But please, for now, just go enjoy yourself if you can. I know that's a contradictory statement, but please, if you can, have the means, go enjoy yourself, go get yourself a hotel room, go feel something, okay? Because we're living in a rough era for the next 100 to 200 years, okay? So please go feel something, okay? Thank you guys for watching. This has been the Planet Earth here. And man, I feel bad for every party on each side. because they've been propagandized by both parties, and it's sad. It's sad to see our once noble and beautiful country of the United States of America turned into, the hatefulness towards our country itself. Not necessarily the government, but the country itself, the beautiful people of America. Every race, creed, and color. Look what's happened to us, man. They're turning people against each other, and I hate it so much. I really genuinely hate it. Democrats and Republicans used to be together, and they used to hammer out shit, and now they divided people so much. Now they're fucking burning Tesla motor vehicles with lithium ion batteries inside those motherfuckers that can't be stopped easily with a regular water. And they've turned these people into hateful people, very hateful people, and it's because of the propaganda on the TV and in university. And now look at us. Now look at us. What have we become? What has our society become? Where we alienate each other and genuinely hate each other. For what? For what? People are literally calling Elon Musk a Nazi. I mean, the guy literally is trying to get us to Mars. He's genuinely trying to get us to that planet. He's trying. He's having a hard time, but he's trying. I mean, the guy started the Tesla thing, right? The guy started the Boring Company. He's trying to. What he thinks he's doing is good. And unfortunately, the Democrats just. When he turned against the Democrats, unfortunately, they think of him as an outsider now. So they're going to attack him. And then on the Republican side, it's just an out of control thing. It's not stopping. And the division is palpable. And it's going to get worse. The guy is literally getting reverse rockets going. He's trying to get us to Mars. We have to become a multiplanetary species. I'm not very smart in all of this, but if we don't become a multiplanetary species soon, we could be wiped out the universe in the next, I would say the next 5,000 years. It's going to happen eventually. I mean, look what happened to the dinosaurs. We have to become multiplanetary. This is just being truthful. We have to. I'm not saying to bring me onto Mars. I'm just saying we have to become multiplanetary. We have to. If we don't, we lose our existence. We never existed. Because look how small we are in the universe. I mean, we are really small in the grand scheme of it all. Do you know how many things could destroy us in the universe? I mean, we have to at least try to get to Mars. We have to get to Mars. We have to get to other planets. And we have to do it quickly. And we also have to get, near speed of light, accessibility for our human race. We need to be able to go near the speed of light. And if we don't, if something kills us, a meteorite or comet, what are we going to do? It's like we never existed. We'll have no legacy here. We have no legacy. We'll have no legacy left of the human race. If we're hit by a comet or a meteorite, we live for nothing. We can't allow that. That's why people need to chill out with Elon Musk a little bit. I mean, the guy is a little bit shady, sure, in some cases, but I mean, we need to get to Mars, regardless of the situation. And we don't. We're lost as the human race. I mean, we're done. That's it. All the animals on our planet, all the species and weird snakes and all the weird shit that's on our planet that we can't even explain, in the oceans, especially the oceans. I mean, Jesus Christ, look at the fucking alien type of fucking animals, creatures we got at the bottom of the oceans. I mean, shit, just look it up. Type in at youtube.com, deep sea oddities, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You're going to be like, dude, what the hell is that? A siphonophore? Look up a siphonophore, and you're going to be like, what the fuck is that shit? Look it up. Siphonophore, look it up. And then you'll be like, okay, yeah, that's an alien. If you want to know what an alien creature looks like on this planet, It's probably going to be a siphonophore or close to it. I mean, that's definitely a fucking alien type of creature. That's not like a regular creature. I mean, I understand that deep pressure can change the way a fish looks, but this shit's weird down there. Look up siphonophores, and also another one that even scientists are still baffled about are eels, electric eels. They're very strange creatures. Very strange creatures. How they can create so much electricity and amperage. It's a very strange creature. Look that one up. I promise you guys. Look it up. Eels themselves are extremely strange, and their existence is very odd in comparison to most species on planet Earth. It's just a weird species. Look up the electric eel, and then look up how they're created, or how they procreate, and you're gonna be like, they're aliens. That's what you're gonna think. Um, like I said, just a lot of shit going on. I know there's a lot of hate for this guy, Elon Musk, but you know, if we don't get to Mars, it's the end of the human race within the next, you know, 1,000 years or less. Because I mean, we don't know what's gonna be. We don't even know what's out there. We don't even know if we're gonna get hit. I mean, there's a lot of shit that could kill us. I mean, black holes. We're talking, all these random events that could happen. A massive solar burst could throw us back to the Stone Ages from the sun itself. It's happened in the past before, but there wasn't that much technology, thank God, at the time. But if it happens again, we're fucked. I mean, we cannot survive EMP pulses. So we need to get it together as the human species, or we're gonna be fucking dead. And no one is going to know that we existed. No other species of any kind of planet or universe or whatever the hell is happening here is going to know we existed at some point if our planet is destroyed. But we have to get off this planet to lower that chance of the complete devastation of our species, okay? So you need to look at this long term, not just the next 50 to 100 years. You need to look at this stuff long term, hundreds of thousands of years. Don't just look at this, with an eye of 50 years or 100 years, but you need to look at it as the grand scale of our universe as it ages. If we're going to survive at least 1/3 or at least 1/10 of the total time of the universe, we need to expand our species to other planets. If we don't get there, that's it. No more human, no more dog, no more cat, no more lion, no more tiger, no more bear, nothing. Just pure, empty, vast scariness of nothing. Nothing existed. We never existed. I mean, do you guys really want, to die and be like, uh, did we even exist? We have no record of it. I mean, for God's sake, we barely have any fossils of the dinosaurs, right? I mean, in another, 100 million years, the fossilized dinosaur remains are going to be almost gone. I mean, in 500 million years, don't even get me started on how much changes and what the planet's going to look like in 500 million years from now. Of course, we're not going to be there to see it, but I mean, is the human race really going to be here? I mean, think about this. I mean, we are practically destroying ourselves now, and we can't even get along with each other. So imagine, the human race in 500 million years. I really don't see us being here in 500 million years because we can't set aside our differences to create a peaceful place on planet Earth without somebody always wanting control. That's the problem with our human species, is that there's always a few 100,000 or maybe like a few thousand of the human species that like to have complete control over people. And I think that's the downside of the human species. I'm just saying in general. If you think about it from a common sense perspective, I mean, there's always these few thousand people or 100,000 people or whatever on the human species. They just want full and absolute fucking control. Well, I mean, look at all the dictators over the years. I mean, look at this idiot. Look what Hitler did. That little asshole over there. Look what he did to all the Jewish people. I mean, guy was a freaking prick. I mean, and just because he had an ideology of that they're less than human. I mean, and this is the reason why I'm saying now what's happening in the destabilization of the West. It's just history repeating itself, but modern. And I don't know why. I don't know why the humans have not learned from this mistake. I really don't understand it. I'm not perfect. I'm not that smart, but I can see things from a different perspective. And our human species is done. Like, we are done as a species. If we don't get ourselves to calm the fuck down and start getting along with each other, we are, I mean, our goose is cooked. That's it. We're cooked as a species. 500,000 years, 500 million years? I mean, Jesus Christ. There is no way, there is absolutely no way we'll be here in 500 million years at the current projected trajectory that we are going. Look at this from a long-term perspective. What is our legacy, guys? What is our legacy? Think about this. I know we live, we're born, we're raised, we die, right? But what's our legacy? Did we contribute anything to the universe? Or did we just be jealous of each other and be spiteful of each other because of human politics? So, if we let human politics decide and dictate our lives, did we leave anything for any past generations or future generations? Or did we all just kind of leave them to die, you know, or leave the human race to go extinct? I mean, that's not a very good legacy, in my opinion. And, the people out there that are this extremist, they are really trying to fuck us as a human species. Let's put it that way, okay? But I wish people would look at this perspective more than looking at the perspective of the human species as cattle. Some people, like in the World Economic Forum, they look at us as like cattle. That's what they see us as. They see the rest of the human race that's not rich and elite as cattle. But here's the only silver lining in this specific context. They're all going to die within 200 years. So, I mean, they got that. Death. Death always comes to everybody. Everybody on this earth. Every single human, animal, species, practically, is going to die. Except for maybe the jellyfish and maybe a couple sharks here or there that might survive 300 to 400 years, whatever. But for the most part, we're all dead. So, can we leave a legacy of positivity, please? And not a legacy of destruction that dictators like to give, please, if possible? Alright? Can we do something to advance our species instead of doing something to erode our species and make us like we never existed? Because that would be great. But, unfortunately, guys, some humans want to see the world burn. If we don't die of that, a large destructive, and I mean really destructive, by the way, 200 decibel plus a volcano could erupt and kill us all anyway. Yellowstone could erupt, causing a 200 decibel explosion. That could take us out. That could destroy a lot of ears, a lot of pressure, a lot of buildings. Massive earthquakes could happen all over the world after the big explosion. That could take us out too, sure. Nuclear winter for 200 or 300 years or more. That could take us out, yeah. But if we don't do something now to make a legacy for ourselves, no one's gonna remember us. So let's try to be a little bit more positive in the sense of not destroying the world, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Have a